Hello everybody and welcome to Law and Court Cases. I thought I'd make a little intro video to give you guys a little rundown on what this channel will be about, what you can expect from me and what you can look forward to hearing about in the coming weeks. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So welcome. I've been wanting to create a YouTube channel dedicated to this kind of stuff for a very long time, but fear has always kind of gotten in the way and I've quickly chickened out of it again. But the sooner I get started, the sooner I bite the bullet. The sooner I can start making content that me as a viewer, I enjoy watching, so hopefully I can then create content that you guys will enjoy as well. So, to begin with, I want to explain the channel name and kind of what you guys are going to be tuning into each week. So I'm obsessed with true crime. I have been for a very long time, as long as I can remember. I've always found the psychology of criminals extremely fascinating, even though that sounds a bit weird. I promise it's more to do with just figuring out how their brains work, how they could do the terrifying, horrific things they do, and just kind of trying to pick apart that because it just feels so outer-worldly to me, and I'm sure there are plenty of other people just like me who feel the same way. Instead, I tend to subject my loved ones to hearing my rants and rambles about various criminals and crime scenes and my take on what may or may not have happened. So instead I thought, why not put that on YouTube for other like-minded people to watch and listen into, people who actually might want to engage with me back. That would be awesome. So the true crime will take precedent on this channel as it's what I'm most interested in, but the other fields of interest that I'm going to be talking about include law and history. So folklore is all about oral traditions that have been passed down generation to generation in different cultures, subcultures, people. And part of that, unpacking that, means there's going to be so much detail, so many stories that are going to change from person to person that I want to dive into and I want to pick apart. But I'm also one of those people where I am a little bit of a spooky person. I believe in ghosts, I believe in those kind of tales. So some tales will include ghost stories, lore of different things that have been adopted into our everyday life, maybe things that you did not realise had a darker, more sinister turn to them than you maybe once thought. So that will be interesting to kind of realise that maybe everyday objects are not quite as innocent as they seem. But this will also tie into history. History is another topic that I've been obsessed with for a very, very long time. I took history for an additional 4 years as a subject before leaving school, and that obsession hasn't really changed. I'm still obsessed with it now. I find it incredibly engaging, and I know a lot of people who are exactly the same. But I also like the darker history. I like looking at the weird history that perhaps is trying to be swept under the rug a little bit, but I want to kind of bring that back to the forefront and focus on those stories and kind of give them a little bit more attention than perhaps people don't want them to have. But I find that stuff most interesting. So how am I going to incorporate all of this into a channel? So on a week-by-week basis, I'll be unpacking various stories, mostly true crime stories, and with those I want to be picking apart the events and how they unfolded or how they unfold. I will also be trying to look into the backstory of the criminals in hopes to pick apart perhaps what could have contributed to making these criminals the way they are or were. But I also want to look at the unsolved cases, the ones that we still don't have answers to, but perhaps, we'll get our little magnifying glasses out, detective hats, and maybe we may be able to come up with an answer ourselves, which would be really interesting, be really cool. But every now and then, I will sprinkle in a little bit of lore and history videos. I will divulge into the world of folklore and find out perhaps what is myth and what could be based in truth. So what is to come? What can you guys expect from me? What can you guys expect from the channel in the coming weeks? So starting off strong, I'll begin my true crime series by discussing the heinous acts of killer nurse Lucy Letby, who recently became only the 4th woman in the UK to receive a full life tariff for her crimes. Now that one might speak a little bit more to any UK listeners or viewers, but if you haven't heard about her, she is now deemed the UK's worst child serial killer in history, so that is quite the title. But another true crime case that I'm going to be talking about is the Taylorshire business case. This might reach out to more of my American listeners. So it'll be the drug-fueled murderer who decapitated her lover, which again very recently was all across the news. and there is so much to unpack there, so it'll be really interesting to kind of incorporate that into one video for you guys to listen into. To begin my lore and history series, as it is the season, I'm going to be picking apart the lore and history of gingerbread men. And as an extra little treat, I'm going to be making my own gingerbread family with step-by-step instructions on how to make your own. And to tie in with my first ghost stories, I'll be talking about the history of Sarah Winchester and the ghostly sightings of the Winchester Mystery House, plus so much more. I have many more videos to come, more exciting content that hopefully you guys are going to enjoy. I'll be uploading a video every Friday, so please tune in for that. Each video will be added to their respective playlists, so if you're like me and you just can't seem to get enough of that content, you can binge watch a few videos as well. Please feel free to interact and leave any suggestions in the comments for any other stories you might want me to look into. I would love it if you guys would like this video, and if you could subscribe, that would be even better. Please feel free to join this little YouTube family. So thank you so much for watching.